What's up and peace, Giant fans. Uh, we lost a rough one today, man. Um, uh, Sills fell down, let Trayvon Diggs get a pick at the end of the game to seal the game for the Cowboys. Um, it looks like we lost Sterling Shepard. That looks like an ACL. Um, to the Mara family, if you're watching this for the 100th time, change the fucking feel. Okay? You lost Sterling Shepard probably to his second ACL. You lost Saquon to an ACL. You lost OBJ when he was leaving the Giants to an ACL. What is it going to take for you to understand? Stop being fucking cheap. You're a billionaire. Change the field to grass and get it over with. So what if you got to pay for the maintenance? Oh my God, you're a billionaire. You got to pay for maintenance. Really? I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, besides losing that game, that's utterly ridiculous. Evan Neal played horribly. I know he's our first round pick. I know it's gonna take him some time, but he played horribly. Horribly. I know Michael Parsons is a beast, but Evan Neal ain't no slouch. And, to have help and, tight ends helping you, and then tight ends missing blocks when they're helping you. I mean, it was just disgusting. And I felt bad for Daniel Jones. I really did. He was under duress the whole game. He made some really good sound plays. I can't knock the brother. He just didn't make enough plays. You know. We were missing Leonard Williams on defense, but they were also missing some players. Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb also probably dropped a touchdown pass when he was covered by Dane Belton in the first half. But when you look at the totality of the game, you got to score sevens instead of threes. And we lost about 8 points in that game on the field, which could have changed the entire complexity of that game. Now, they in turn lost 7 when CeeDee Lamb dropped that touchdown pass, but that changes the game, We play Chicago next week. That's going to be a tough one. They're 2-1. Justin Fields looks like he's starting to get his footing. So it's going to be interesting to see. Kayvon Thibodeau and Oziz Ojulari, non-existent. I mean, Ojulari got a couple of pressures. Kayvon Thibodeau, I know it's his first game as a professional, but it's not his first game rushing a quarterback and going after a quarterback. And he really didn't do anything. He was basically non-existent. So, I mean, it ain't the season's over type deal. We're still 2-1. I think we'll beat a tough Chicago team next week. But this one hurts because we could have been and we should have been 3-0 at the end of this evening, and we just weren't. And and that's what bothers me. We were moving the ball. Even though Daniel Jones was under pressure, we were still moving the ball on him. We figured out how to make Micah Parsons a non-factor, but then Evan Neal was getting eaten up by Dexter Lawrence. I mean, eaten up, destroyed, you know. So that's definitely something that has to be corrected. Sterling Shepard, I hope it's not another ACL, brother. He's a good player, talented. Dropped a couple of balls today. Made a silly play running off the sideline and jumping in the Cowboys' face and all of that and getting called for it as a penalty. That was really stupid. We missed Kadarius Toney. He wasn't suited up. Kenny Galladay had a big drop. It looks like he's on his way out as a Giant. I don't know if anybody's going to take that contract, but, he just doesn't fit, and it looks like the Giants, have basically moved on from Kenny Galladay. Adoree Jackson played good. Made some good plays. I mean, he gave up the play to CeeDee Lamb for the touchdown, the fade route in the corner of the end zone, back end. But other than that, he really showed he's a number one corner. They just didn't. The Giants just don't have enough playmakers on defense. That's what it is. That's what it boils down to. I know they haven't picked up the fifth-year option for Daniel Jones, but in my opinion, who else is out there? Unless you can get Will Levis, C.D. Stroud, or Bryce Young, and in that order, what quarterback is out there? So I think the Giants are going to have to franchise Daniel Jones, and just build around him, and put more players around him, and hit on these offensive line picks. I'm not saying Evan Neal was a bust. He just had a bad game, but he was getting horsed, man. Horsed. I mean, I don't know what else to say. Saquon had a good game. He broke one for 40 yards, and a touchdown. He ran hard. Daniel Jones made some good plays. He ran some good plays up the middle. I think he had like 5 first downs. So he made some big plays with his legs. But the Giants, they got to continue to build around him and put pieces around him that he can feel comfortable with and that he can win with. It's a bad thing when you say out of our offensive line, we have one good offensive lineman, and Andrew Thomas. And he's not an all-pro and not a Pro Bowler, but he's our best offensive lineman. Glaukinski, I think his name is, the guard, got steamrolled by Micah Parsons, and Daniel Jones got completely flattened. He took the hit, didn't fumble, but he took the hit nonetheless. So the season isn't over. It's a long season, 17 games. We're 2-1. It's not doom and gloom and hang your head and this and that. We still have games to play. We still have games we can win. But we got to shore up that right side of the line. Evan Neal has got to perform. He's got to put his head in the game. Kayvon Thibodeau has got to start showing up. Period. Period. I mean, to be the 5th overall pick and all the hype that came with him, he has to show up. Bottom line. I think Evan Neal is going to be okay. I think he's going to learn a lot from this game. So I'm not worried about that. But we need another corner. Kadero Flott, Darnay Holmes. We didn't have Aaron Robinson, even though he gives up big plays, but he didn't suit up and play this game. So we were missing players too. But like I said, Adoree Jackson really played well today. And, I mean, other than that touchdown he gave up, he played a hell of a game. So we go to Chicago next week and we'll see what happens. You know, I'm looking for another big game from Saquon. The Giants offense, you know, they put up 330 yards of offense. I mean, that's not bad, you know, but they just got to start scoring. They got to score points. And to Mara and Tish, you cheap ass billionaires, change that fucking field. This is ridiculous. You're losing players, and in turn, these players are losing value. Blowing out knees. Nobody even touched Sterling Shepard. Nobody was within 5 yards of him. And the play wasn't even going to him. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Put down natural grass. Period. Period. That's all I gotta say. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it simple. And we'll talk about the Giants Chicago game on Sunday. But this was a hard fought game, and the Giants was in it till the end. They just didn't make enough plays. So, but you know, it's nothing to hang your hat on or whatever. You know, nothing to be sad about. You know, they actually played well, in my opinion. They just didn't get enough pressure, you know. And that includes Azeez Ojulari too. You know, when you're 1-on-1, you gotta win your matchup, and they just didn't win their matchups. You know, but we'll see what happens next week. But until then, peace, and I'll see y'all on Sunday. God bless.